So, I want to bring up a very special guest. You guys might have seen him hanging out in the back. In our industry, there are some titans of our industry, some people that have revolutionized the game, and especially with real estate and real estate education, there's nobody bigger that did it cooler than this gentleman, right? And when I was first getting Clever Investor up off the ground, who I kind of looked at, and I said, man, if I can, do anything as cool as this guy and as big time as this guy, then I'm doing something right, all right? Bless you, all right? And so I have intention. You guys know me. I set out to hit a goal, and now I'm at a place where not only do I get the privilege and honor to share the stage with him, but I've become great friends with him over the years, and we support each other, and we run. We partnered up, and we do all of his fulfillment on the back end. So, without further ado, I want to bring up on stage, please, a huge rock star welcome for the original bad boy real estate education, Preston Ely, ladies and gentlemen. Get up here, baby. They're looking good. All right. While you're waiting, just keep going. Give him one more rock star round of applause real quick. We're going to sit kind of up front so people can see us. Can you guys see us if we're kind of up front? How long did it take you from the moment that you first discovered real estate investing to the time that you actually got in the game? Because you kind of skyrocketed fairly quickly in our industry. So what did that evolution look like?
Hi, Mom. No, eventually we'll be so big, this will be live TV, right?
Yeah, that'd be
That's
amazing.
where we're headed, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, good. That's what I'm trusting. It took, so from the time I first saw that amazing gray-haired beast of a man, Carlton Sheets, walk out onto that screen at just the wrong moment in my life. Specifically when he got on the yacht, interviewed the couple, which insinuated to me that the couple owned the yacht from houses, but they didn't actually say that. To me, that's what it meant. To the time I got started, it took 3 horrible years.
So 3 years, and then what? One day all of a sudden it clicked?
No, that's not what. So for me, everybody's different, but not that different. For me, there was only one defining thing that made it happen, because I had already read all the books. I had already gone to all the seminars. I had already gone to all the RIAs, and what else is there to do? I got a mentor, a local mentor who happened to be the biggest wholesaler in Tampa at the time, and that's what did it. And specifically, you got to have a mentor, mentor, coach, and for me, this is just a rule of thumb. Whatever it is I get into, I go straight to the top. I find out whoever is the best, and that I actually I click with them. And I either, if they're local, I just try to sweet talk them into. So like with this guy, he was a trainer at my gym, right? He was an acquaintance. And all of a sudden he disappeared. And they said, he doesn't work anymore. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, he just hangs out at home, does something with real estate. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Dude is like 22 years old. So I tracked him. I didn't have his number. I tracked him, tracked his number down, called him. I said, listen, I heard you're doing something with real estate. It's Preston from the gym. I don't know how I got him to remember me. And I just said, listen, I'll give you X amount of money. I forget what it was. I'll work for you for free. If you'll just let me ride around with you and just watch you, And he said, keep your money, show up on Monday. And so Monday, the first thing we did was stop at Starbucks, and we spent most of the day there, so I was learning the business very quickly. It involves a lot of Starbucks. What I learned that day was it involves a lot of Starbucks and people driving up to you and bringing you contracts and checks. You never go to them. Always make them come to you. That's me. You do you. It's positioning. You always want to position yourself. You're the prize. That seller's not the prize. That buyer's not the prize. You are the prize. You are the person that everybody needs. That makes sense? And you got to make them feel it. Not just like, you can't just say, just so you know, I'm the prize. You know.
I did that with my wife, and it didn't work.
Study social dynamics. Read the book Pitch Anything. Only book on persuasion you'll ever need to read. Pitch Anything. That's all about controlling the dynamics of a selling, any type of persuading, pitching situation. So he's sitting there and, he tells me about this house he's just put under contract for like $18,000 or something absolutely ridiculous. And I did not even know what wholesaling was. But it was just like common sense to me. I said, $18,000. I'm like, what is that house worth if it was all fixed up? And he said about $80,000. Some of you in here have a hard time believing that there are really houses out there to be bought below 50 cents on the dollar. That was a big thing I had to overcome. I just didn't, I'm like, that makes no sense. Why would anybody do that? And that was a block for me that I had to get over. $19,000 or whatever dollar I just said, whatever, it was stupid low, worth $80,000. And so at that time, I'm thinking, why don't you just, but I didn't ask any questions. I just said, hey, if I bring you somebody who will give you $23,000, $24,000, whatever it was, will you give me the difference? And he said, yeah. And so I did, and he gave it to me, and it was the fastest money I ever met, and it was from there.
So you were hooked.
So yeah, I got started. One of the best ways to start is latch on to a local wholesaler, make yourself useful, sell their properties. Safest way for me.
Yeah, the good news about that is we got somebody coming up here after us that's going to talk exactly about that topic. All right, next question. What would you say, and I'm going to ask this because I'm a huge fan of hip-hop.
Is that a 30-minute countdown timer? Shut the
Yeah. Well, you spent 18 minutes talking about your hair.
I thought we had an hour. Do we have till 11 or no?
We have plenty of time.
Okay.
The good news is,
yeah, because I can't do this.
I get to do whatever
minutes.
I want.
Oh, this is your event?
Yeah, this is my event.
Oh.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm a big fan of hip-hop. I like DJ Khaled's keys for success. So I want to know what your keys for business success are.
My keys for business
like
success.
Your keys? Is that how, like a keys?
My secrets?
Your secrets.
You want me to tell these people my secrets?
Yeah?
They
deserve to know.
They're secrets for a reason.
You know what? This guy, he let's just kind of, you do a lot now, more than just real estate.
I'm just kidding. The secrets to success are there is one main secret to success, and that's spend the majority of your effort and time and thoughts on you, on making yourself better in every way, mind, body, spirit. And the more you grow, the more money's just going to naturally come to you. I spend 3/4 of my day right now, and I was even doing this. I've been doing it for a long time on personal development. Yeah, so I spend a very small amount of time working, and I'm not where I want to be. I want to, not just like. Well, I mean, it sounds bad, but I want to be a billionaire.
It doesn't sound bad at all.
Well, no. I mean, it sounds a little like...
It's a big goal, but, I mean, there's a lot of billionaires.
I want to be able to make a big dent in this world. You know, I want to be able to shift global events with my words and my billions. You know? Yet I'm still only working 4 hours a day. That's the secret.
All right. Can you show me how to do that? All right. Well, let me ask you this. Did you ever wish that you did something other than real estate investing? Meaning,
course.
I don't mean now, because you've conquered real estate investing, and now you've parlayed cash into a bunch of other companies. I'm saying then at that moment, like when you were a kid, like when you were a baby, like before you, no, okay, so I'm going to, you get what I'm saying though. Like
Yes.
From the beginning, what did you wish that you could have done?
Yes, I've missed my ultimate calling. What was it? Who just said that?
I was going to, yeah.
Maestro, shut the...
You're not allowed to, you know too much.
You're already going down. Now you're really going down. You're going to be starting off on the wrong foot. Yeah, it was to be a rock star, and I need to tell you guys this story. I'm on a plane. I'm flying back from speaking at one of my last events 5 years ago. And I'm reading this book called The Think Big Manifesto, okay? I would give it about an 8. I'd read it. Not the best book, but I would recommend reading it. So it said that same classic question I've heard a million times. If you could do anything, and you're just guaranteed success, you're, whatever. People ask that question a million different ways. What would it be? Would it be what you're doing now? What would it be? And I never really had given that serious thought, but I did then. And I realized that it would be to be a professional musician. I was raised by musicians. I play a lot of music. I can sing like a canary, and music's my thing. And so then the book says, here's a list of lies. Go ahead and read through them and tell yourself which one you've been believing. Now, I teach the same stuff this author's trying to teach me, right? So I'm like, there's not going to be anything on this list. I go down the list, no, I'm too old. No, wait a minute. I'm too old. That was the lie that I had been believing, that I was too old. Now, at the time, I was 35 years old. Now, there is ageism in the music industry. If you're not Justin Bieber, the older, the original Justin Bieber, the older you get, the harder it is. But I'm a big, nothing's impossible type of guy, right? But I had been believing that I was too old, that it was too late. It was an epiphany for me, right? So I decided right then and there, actually I didn't even decide, it just clicked, that I didn't believe that anymore. That was not true for me, right? Within 1 week, somebody called me who had a lot of influence and said, Preston, I just saw this rap video you did for this product launch. We did it just to be funny. He's like, you have actual skills. I guess I could have been a rap star too, if that.
Has anybody seen that video? It's pretty epic.
I think it's like if you put it in YouTube, robbing bank, orange squirt gun, it'll come up. He says, do you want to be a professional musician? Right? Same week. I had done nothing. This guy's calling me. I'm like, yeah, I would actually. He said, all right, I'm going to be at your house in 5 minutes. Make sure you're serious. He shows up at my house, sits down on my couch. He says, I'm going to ask you one more time. He looks me in the eyes. And this guy's kind of intimidating, right? He's like, are you serious? Do you want to be a musician? Within 10 minutes, I had spoken to P. Diddy's manager, Lil Wayne's producer, all these big names, people who could help me make that happen. And we ended up flying up, recording the most amazing song that everybody thought was a hit. And I shouldn't have brought my phone up here. And we made a whole entire album. I mean, we recorded like 20 songs. And we were just starting to get to the point where they could be on the radio. We were just about to get there. I mean, I had a deal in place with Atlantic Records. That's how far along we had got. And I knew I had to get back surgery. So I wanted to get it out of the way before we really got rolling. Back surgery did not work. It was a big surgery. It didn't work. And I couldn't travel. I couldn't get to a studio, for 5 years. It took 5 years before I found somebody that could fix it. Now, that was all preparation to prepare me for what I am about to do, which everyone here will be feeling and seeing everywhere very soon. And music is involved, and I will be involved with that, plus a lot of educational parts of it. But here's my point. Your beliefs are everything. And you think you're believing the truth. And I'm telling you right now, we have like 10,000, I don't know how many beliefs about everything, about us and about the world, about Cody. I have a lot of beliefs about Cody. And I'm telling you that a lot of those beliefs are whack. So here's the principle. There's a way this world works. There is such a thing as truth, all right? My personal belief. I know a lot of people don't believe this nowadays. Truth is relative. We all create our own reality, right? Okay. There's this thing called reality, all right, and truth, the way the world works. And then here's your beliefs all over the place. Some of them are in the ball, and some of them are not. The more you can get, and this just takes time. This takes working with mentors. For me, it took working with a psychologist for 10 years, okay? I don't know if you guys know this, but I am not perfect. You guys were thinking I was perfect. They were thinking I was perfect. Yeah, I'm messed up. I used to be really, really messed up. Like, no one here would have wanted to hang out with me. That's for, all right, was one person there who would probably hang out with me.
You were there with him, right?
He'd be like, I understand. The more you do the work, do that inner work, with either a wise, super wise, multiple mentors, studying, reading, finding out what's true, and get your beliefs into that circle to line up with what is true about yourself, about who you really are. And who you really are, I'm telling you right now, if you could see him or her, you're a beast. You are, C.S. Lewis says it's a fearful thing to know that we walk around in a world where if we could see what's really going on, we're walking around in a world of gods and goddesses, where if we could see who we really are, I would fall down and worship at your feet. You have got to find out who you are, what you're here to do. You understand?
That was powerful.
Because
give it up for that.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. All right. Well, this is going to...
Pick the most important questions. That's not real.
No.
Okay.
You don't even have to look at that.
All right.
Doesn't exist. All right. Seeing how you just set me up for the perfect transition. Do you blame your parents for being such a big degenerate then?
Where's the camera? Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. No, I blame the public school system. I blame I'm not kidding. I'm actually not kidding. That is who I blame. I went to private school from whenever you start. What's it called?
Kindergarten?
Yeah. Is it still that? Is that still around?
It's still
Kindergarten? I don't know. Now my wife wants to start my baby like when she's 2. I'm like, what is that?
I don't know.
Is that such a thing?
Yeah,
or is she like
it's called
tricking?
it's called
me?
two. It's called twos.
All right. What were we talking about?
How do you blame
Oh,
your
yeah.
parents? Yeah.
Private school up to 7th grade. I get to 7th grade, and immediately my life of depravity begins. So my senior year of high school, I went to school 1 day a week, and the rest of the time I sold steak and seafood out of a truck, door to door. I had the most amazing pitch, but I don't have time. It was a really good pitch. We would start drinking malt liquor at 8 a.m. and while we're selling. Why did I just tell them that? All right, so and we'd go knocking door to door. I sold a ton of it, but that got boring, so I moved on to selling vacuum cleaners. I'm 17 years old. I'm skipping school. I'm selling a $1,200 vacuum cleaner, and people are actually buying it. I didn't even understand, I'm like, how does this, the first person that said, I'm on the phone, because they told me in the office, after you give your demo, call us. I gave a demo, yeah, I'm done. Ask her if she wants to buy it. What? Ask her if she wants to buy it. Do you want to buy it? She goes, yeah. And that's when, moments like that, those are eye-opening moments. Got blessed to get in the door to financial brokerage because everyone who worked there went to my church, and it was more of a compassion hire than anything. They gave me $4 an hour, which is what I deserved. But I snuck onto the phones while the owner, who ended up being one of my first business and spiritual mentors, while he was gone, I just got on the phones, and this was a business that brokered money. You would cold call commercial businesses. I cold called commercial businesses brokering money for 10 years. All right, now you do that for 10 years. That sets a pretty solid foundation for transitioning into real estate. So I'm being blessed, and I'm 22 years old, and he's still going to college. I got a 5-bedroom house on the golf course with Lexus and the sickest rims you've ever seen. Long story short, I lost all that stuff.
Really?
All of it. I lost everything. First of all, I thought it all went to my head. So I was really like, look at me. But I was bankrupt. Literally filed bankruptcy at 24. Who files bankruptcy at 24? I had $90,000 in debt or something like that, consumer debt. House foreclosed on, both cars repossessed, and I was sitting in my house, and I was looking out the window at my pool, which was black, because I had no money to pay the pool guy, and I certainly don't know what to do with a pool. I'll never know. I mean, I had no money. I had nothing. I had ruined every relationship I had. The most important relationship I had at the time, that was history. I was clinically depressed. I don't even know what that means. I was depressed. I was sad. I didn't feel very good. I was at the bottom. I'm telling you, I didn't know how I was going to eat dinner. I'm just thinking of one day in particular. This was my defining moment. It was the moment that I realized, you know what, I should probably go back to church. I should probably stop hanging out with these people. So for me, I kind of started a relationship with God. That's my thing. You guys do you. That's my thing. All I can say is that from that point forward, when I basically just realized what a total loser I was, and I needed to change, you know, and I asked God to change me. Man, my life is it has taken off. It's not like that. I wish it was like that. It's like kind of like that, like that, you know. But it's a constant move forward, you know. So I don't even remember what the question was, but that's just kind of telling you my life story. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
Because at some point you're doing real estate.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
killing it.
Yeah. Well, to get there, I had to get my character right. I could not have got there without it. That's why it's so foundational. But even once I had done that, I was still living week to week. Anybody here ever had to live week to week? I lived my first 10 years of my adult life week to week. It's a really painful way to live. Even when I was making money, I just couldn't keep it. So I had to overcome that financial. I had to rewire myself internally, you know. And as much as I would like to teach it, somebody already taught it. T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. I read it 3 times, and in 3 months I was rich in real estate. Mentor attracted, done.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. All right.
And then the cool thing is, not to interrupt you, but I'm interrupting you. The cool thing is, getting started in real estate, don't let anybody kid you. Nothing good. What good in life is easy? Like, who here their experience of life is, the easiest thing gives me the best results. The path of least resistance gives me everything I want. No. The path of least resistance gives you my life I regret for the most part. Dude, this guy.
All right, ready?
The cool part is you keep pushing, at some point you get this click and it starts snowballing. And I am telling you, when that momentum kicks in, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
This is with any endeavor in life. Hard, a little bit hard at first, keep pushing that freaking thing. Do not quit, no matter how painful it is. That's why character, your inner, that's why power matters. So you don't quit, so you have it in you to keep going. That's why it matters, because you got to be able to get through the pain.
That's right. That's right.
I'm gonna wrap this up.
I'm good. You're on a roll. I like what you're saying. So
Actually, it's pretty wrapped up. It just gets really fun. Money starts coming to you. Pay your dues, right? And you never know when they're done being paid. So you just got to keep going until life lets you know very clearly, by all the people that start coming into your life that you didn't make happen, by all the money that starts coming into your life that it becomes larger and larger increments more and more often, and you're just a Starbucks. If you do not do what I'm encouraging everyone here to do, which is to move the priority level of your personal development and your growth holistically up to something close to number 1, for me it is number 1, okay? If you do not do that, then if you ever lose what you get, you're going to be like, in 2007, 2008, 2009, whenever the market crashed. 2009? 8. I noticed 2 groups of people, and there were people that I knew, and there were some that lost everything. and they bounced back immediately. Like, that wealth came back to them like it never left. So this other group of friends I had were very, very successful, multimillionaires, and when the market crashed, they got knocked down and they stayed down. And what I noticed was the difference between the two. The one pattern that I recognized is the group that bounced back were big personal development guys. Maybe there were some girls. I can't remember. Females. Women. What is the right word? Political correctness. I was about to go Donald Trump. Nope, this is because they got to hear this. The guys who did not bounce back, and my original mentor, who I linked up with, who was flipping 25 houses a month before anyone was flipping 25 houses a month, was one of those people who didn't bounce back. And he used to always brag about how he never read a book. He bragged about it. I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. That's one other. You want a success tip? Find a mentor. Find a mentor who's like, somehow they made it, but you can't figure out how because you're way smarter than them. So, I mean, that was one big thing that, like, being around my mentor, seeing, he's 22 years old. He's got a Hummer, a Benz, a mansion in the hottest neighborhood in Tampa, dripped in ice. And, I mean, I felt like it was an MTV video every time I would hang out with him. But I'm like, yo, this dude's he's not. So it doesn't take you don't have to be Superman to make money. You certainly do to keep it. I'm telling you that right now. Everyone I know who stayed down, they're still down. They did not take the time to build themselves.
Can we switch sides?
Okay. Am I looking not enough?
No, I'm getting airplane neck. You ever have that? Oh, so happy right now.
Your Cody, your neck.
I'm a really great interviewer.
Your neck should be able to handle that, man. Are you spend enough time in the gym?
I avoid neck exercises at all costs. All right. Next question. So obviously, you transitioned real estate into becoming the first, like literally the first internet marketing rock star in our space. What was that ride like? Because nobody did it. Does anybody know Preston from before this? Raise your hand.
For real?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
A lot of people have heard of you. I mean, you did some of the biggest launches,
nice.
Product launches, and parties. And
was anybody here at the Freedomsoft event?
No. Yes, we got.
You were at the Freedomsoft event with the mermaids and the
That's amazing.
The go-go dancers, all that. You
what?
Oh, okay.
He knows you, and then you connected him with me, is what he's saying. Yeah. REO Rockstar.
Right. Well, then you saw the rap video. You know what I'm talking? Well, no, maybe you didn't. That was for the launch.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so you were the first big, like, rock star in our space. What was that ride like? Because when I first came in, like, you were the gold standard at what people were doing in the education industry.
Well, to me, it was like nothing, because I want to be a real rock star, and that's a lot bigger than being the rock star of, internet marketing. But when I first got into internet marketing, it was really like nothing, because there was only like 12 people selling information. They were all like 80 years old, hitting up blue plate specials with their ARP cards, and so taking over the industry was real easy. They were all promising me that I had no chance, and I was like, you guys are dead. Y'all are freaking, I'm about to smoke all of you guys. Self-confidence, belief in yourself. I believe in myself for no good reason. Okay? I'm telling you, I've had that belief the whole way through all the regrettable years. I've thought I was amazing. I don't know how to tell you to acquire that, but just try to get that. Try to like really think you're the best. But you know, when the market crashed, every investor out there had the greatest idea. You know what? Let me sell information online. And so we were, you know, then we started having a lot of competition. But we just stayed, one step ahead. We kept it fun, you know?
That's the key.
Most people would do a webinar and just like PowerPoint. I had a webinar I knew I had to do, but I knew I was going to be a little bit late for it. Who's late for their own webinar? I'm like, well, I'll probably lose 100 people, so what? I was busy rollerblading around South Beach with a friend, no shirt. We pass a wig shop. You don't pass a wig shop. You don't rollerblade around South Beach and pass a wig shop. I'm telling you, you just don't do it. There's a magnetic pole. We went into the wig shop. I'm rocking an afro. I crack open a beer. So on these webinars, we would make sure you could see video of us, right? Well, now it's probably all video. I don't even know what they're. We don't do webinars anymore, so I don't know what's going on with that world. But so I hit go, and bam, Disco Dan. I put on some big shades, like about this big. Disco Dan was live, drinking beer, and started selling a $1,000 home study course. And it was the biggest webinar in sales that we'd ever done. And from then on out, Disco Dan was my alternate ego. He had his own Facebook page. He was not me. He sent out emails to my list, to my subscriber list, inviting them to webinars that Preston won't be on because he's a freaking idiot. And he sucks, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. As Disco Dan, he took over me. But stuff like that, if you're not having fun, I was having fun. You know, I made a decision. When I got out of the rat race, I wasn't getting out of it like to put myself in a different type of one. Like, I decided I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna say whatever I want. I'm gonna be whoever I want. I'm gonna market however I want. I don't care if I make less money. This is a decision I consciously made. And guess what? I found out. If you're a cool enough person, I'm not saying I'm cool, but
you attract the people.
You can do whatever you want, and when people see that authenticity, that's what they're looking for. People are looking for authenticity. Your sellers, your buyers, they're looking for authenticity, you know? If you're showing authenticity and the seller has 7 contracts to buy their house, you may be offering less, they'll go with you. Just be yourself. Be you. Find out who you are. Be that person fully, no matter what. And just don't care what people think. Who cares what people think? You gotta
Can you guys give it up for that?
Yo.
And the reason I brought that up is because one of the first, and I was a buyer of your stuff because I liked the atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, we're very similar. Yeah,
I loved it, and I was totally there.
You need some ink, but besides that,
ink, like a tattoo. Cody Sperber with the tattoo?
Yeah, clever investor tattoo. That's what I was thinking.
No. All right, here's a good one because you recently wrote a book called Wake Up Wealthy. Can you teach me how to do that so I can just get the heck out of here and go be wealthy? All right. So what was the point of the book? Like you said, you've been writing. Obviously, it's no small feat to write a book.
Yeah. So I actually may not end up publishing it, but I did write it. But
I've gotten to see some of it because I'm kind of shocked that you won't publish it because it's phenomenal.
Yeah, we just may be going in a different direction. I've kind of made a switch in my life to where I'm kind of like trying to not just like be. I had so much pride and so much bluster and bravado for so long, And I'm like, I'm gonna make this happen, and I'm gonna make this happen. Like, I'm so great. Well, life has humbled me a lot through a lot of painful circumstances. And now I'm just trying to figure out, like, what am I really here on earth to do, you know? So and that's what I want to do. More, even if it makes less money than publishing that book. My main goal right now is to find out, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm getting close. You know, this goes in stages, your mission. It's like, you get your main mission, ultimate mission, that'll take you quite some time to find, and then you've got these concentric circles that go out, and each one is part of your mission. You may not feel like what you're doing right now is your mission. There's a good possibility that it is, but it's just one step of those rings towards the center, right? So I feel like I'm getting pretty close towards the center, and the more I wrote that book, you know, I tried to, and it was all, you know, to sum it up, I already told you guys. You attract into your life who you are. That's the thesis, you know, of the book. The trinity of your soul, your spirit, and your body, which are all connected. What you do to one affects all the other ones. That's good news and bad news at the same time, if you understand what I'm saying. Who that person is, your core identity, that's what attracts things into your life. Thoughts are great. Thoughts are part of the equation. Thoughts don't magically bring things into your life. Thoughts help change your beliefs about who you are so that you're then empowered, have the confidence to go out and take the steps necessary to do what needs to be done to get those checks sent to your mailbox. That make sense? And so, you know, what everybody here needs to do in order to, you need to become a truth seeker. Okay? How do you grow? How do you grow your mind, body, and spirit? What's that look like? How's that happen? Well, the whole book is about that. But really, to sum it up, is you need to become a truth seeker, because you could grow a lot of different directions. You could grow down, sideways, like you want to grow healthy.
Geometrically.
Right? Yes. You want to be all headed up. So you've got to become a truth seeker, you know, dedicated to finding out how this world really works on the surface level and at the deepest levels possible, at the spiritual level, at however many levels of reality we have. You want to find out what's really going on. I am obsessed. I'm not a truth seeker. I'm like a truth freaking stalker. Like, the truth is like scared of me. I'm after it, you know. I don't know how many books. I'm not like one of those people that like keeps count, so I can tell you how many books I've read. But yeah. Like,
by the way, whenever I'm looking for a good book recommendation,
yeah, and
I hit him up. He's got great book recommendations.
Everybody here should be constantly reading at least one book. Right now, I'm in the middle of 14 books. So you, and they'll all get read, and then you tell people you find a good one. I just sent 3 books out to 3 random people just the other day because I read it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this person needs it, this person needs it, this person needs it. That's how you got to be, you know, thinking about other people, getting truth, sharing truth. Everything you learn, you share it. And then it all just cycles around, and, you know, and everybody wins. You seek the truth, but then not only that, you subject yourself to it. All right? You don't just seek it out. Once you realize, whoa, that's what makes a body healthy, you got to be willing to do it. Wait a minute. This is the truth about how money's made? You know, I got to actually work. You know? in my opinion, if you're not rich yet, you know, my 4-hour thing didn't start. I reached a certain income level before I started the 4-hour thing. But until then, like, let me put it this way: until you're financially stable, like you're not worried about money. You know, you got a little money in the bank or whatever. You should be working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. No TV ever, like you owe that to yourself and to your family. You know, like as much as I would love for life to be this magical thing where we just sit around and visualize and think about things, it's work. You gotta put in the work. So, anyways, you subject yourself to the truth. As you can guess, this is the path of most resistance. Okay? The Road Less Traveled by Scott Peck. Definitely read that. Anyone who has not read The Road Less Traveled, please do yourself a favor. That is the key. That is a very big key to what I'm saying here. It is the very act of moving through that resistance. You're going through the path of most resistance. Okay? It's the very act of doing that causes the growth. You understand? But you don't even know to be doing that until you find the truth in the first place. So it all starts with being a truth seeker.
You shared so many great success tips and everything. What if you were to leave the Clever family with something epic?
How much time do I have? Or it's your event.
You're negative 30 minutes and 37 seconds.
I don't know how this happened. My words of wisdom would be, you're here at the seminar, which is a good thing, and will for sure do a lot for you. I'm guessing a lot of you are not already like flipping houses all over the place. I'm guessing a lot of you maybe haven't done your first deal yet. Well, how many people have not done your first deal yet? Okay, yeah. So, you're going to get home, and this feeling that we all have right now. It's, of course, you've been to seminars before, you feel real confident right now. It kind of like trickles away, and now you got to actually do it, First of all, try to surround yourself with people like this. It's hard, I know, because most people aren't like you guys. Y'all are the exception. If you're here, you're the exception. I'm telling you right now. That's the truth. But at some point, this has to go from books and seminars to you actually talking to a live human being. It's a lot different from talking about it than when you're actually standing in this stranger's living room with a contract in your hand for however many hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy their house. You think it's a good deal. Hopefully, you're pretty sure. It's one of the hardest things when you first get started. I was like, is this a deal or not? That's why it's helpful to have somebody to run it past, a coach, a mentor. Do I have a deal in my hands? It's a whole other thing when you're sitting there and you got fear coursing, and that's if you even make it that far to get into a motivated seller's house. And I have been there. I remember that. I remember exactly standing in that first motivated seller's house with a contract in my hand, not sure if it was a good deal, hoping it was, us both signing it, and my hand literally shaking. I know what it's like. That first deal, you know? But I just did it. Right? The key, and I made $50,000. The key is courage and perseverance. That is the key. You have got to develop the ability to look at the fear or whatever it is, you know. I mean, let's just not, you know, you're going to have to face some fears on this journey, you know? So your ability to look at this fearful thing, whatever it is, some people are fearful to talk to a seller on the phone. Your ability to get yourself to walk through it, move, feel it, and do it anyway. Like Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Great book. You've probably already read it. If you haven't, definitely read it. Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Classic. Your ability to do that and to persevere no matter what happens. See, this is why freaking lights mess me up. You already said this. But your ability to do this, to step into that fear, keep going, do not stop, no matter if it turns out good or bad, that's going to make all the difference. That's going to make absolutely all the difference for you guys. And that's why you have to do everything you can to build yourself up. And listen, I'm telling you, you're going to be all those old fears when you get home and you start trying to implement this stuff, and do not go home and not implement this stuff. Please don't do that. That's unacceptable. All right? You know, at least try it. You know? But Matt had way better advice than that. All those when you get home, all those old fears are going to start coming back. All those misbeliefs. Do I really have what it takes? Right? The problem is we live in a world of entropy. The natural pole of everything is down. Right? Gravity is pulling us down. We don't feel it now. We felt it when we were a baby. I guarantee it. And we fought and we fought and we fought and we fought and we fought. Now what is it? Well, we don't even feel it, right? The natural pull, the media is pulling you down. Some of your friends and family, people in general want to pull us down. The natural pull is down. Your ego, your dark side, that stupid freaking voice in your head telling you you cannot do it, you're not good enough, you're nobody, you know. These other people, they're better than you. I had that belief for so long. Other people are better than me. You gotta get rid of that. Other people are just, everybody's the same, you know? You have got to be a warrior. You have got to fight against all this stuff. And when that voice comes into your head that says, I can't do it, you are going to think back to this moment right now. And you are going to remember that Preston Ely said, you can do it. That's a lie that you can't do it. I know you can do it because I've been in your shoes. I don't care what shoes you got. I guarantee you my shoes. Well, I can't guarantee you because people have had some pretty rough lives, but for the majority of the people here, my situation, I was a lot worse off than, I'm just looking at you. You guys are, what? oh, I just noticed that this is is this crowd a reflection of myself? Or is it Josh Altman, a lot of Josh Altman? Or is it you? This is a good-looking crowd, I just realized. Very well put together. Wow. Well, you guys are way ahead of me when I was getting started in real estate. I'm telling you, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. You just got to realize.
What you're saying, if you can do it, so can they.
Because I was you want me to talk about
You're saying if your abs can do it, so can they.
Yes, you do.
All right, guys.
Hold on. I got one more word of wisdom. If you want to wake up wealthy, wake up to the fact of who you are, okay? If you want to wake up wealthy, let's just start with your body, for instance. Your body alone, on the low end, has been estimated at a value of $45 million. On the high end, $9 trillion. Think about that. You already own that. You are that. That's yours. Some people live life as if everything is a miracle. I'm stealing this quote from somebody. I don't remember who it is. Some people live life as if nothing is a miracle. And I'm telling you right now, everything is a miracle. All of you are miracles. How'd you get here? How'd you get here? I mean, in life. Where does life come from? Who are you? Think deep. Start thinking profound. And you'll realize that you are a miracle. You're a $9 trillion. Okay, so let's say you really believed you were worth $9 trillion, right? Actually, let me make an analogy. Let's say you have a $9 trillion car, all right? So basically, you're Cody. How does it feel to be you, by the way? Fantastic, it's got to be, right? I mean, I only rode in it once, and I'm like, wow, I feel really good.
That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, to feel good about yourself. Yes, I got you. No, I felt good in that thing. What is that? 300 grand? Whatever. $9 trillion. If you had a $9 trillion car, what sort of gas would you put in it? Would you put diesel in it, or would you put the best? Would you seek out probably the best, something even better than premium, like the absolute best, right? What sort of wax would you put on it? How often would you wash it? How would you treat that thing? How would you feel about yourself if you were in it? Right? Well, I got news for you. Those scientists, screw those scientists. We're worth way more than 9 trillion freaking depreciating pieces of paper. All right? Your value is infinite. You don't put, your value is, 9 claps. Your freaking eternal, immortal soul, how come that's not in the equation? Put that in the equation. What are you worth? Y'all are gods and goddesses. You understand? All right, I can't count the claps. That's a better clap.
Come on, give it up.
You got to know who you are. Don't listen to all that entropy, right?
Can you tell me?
Listen to me. Listen, I'll tell you who you are. Okay? You're a king. All right? Literally. You're a queen. You loving me. You're loving me.
It is Sunday. It is Sunday.
I'll wrap it up. You're more than you think that you are. Okay? And my personal journey has been that the more you see reality, the more you see who you really are, the more clearly you see how the world really works. You start to see that clearly, those two things, it's game over. It's game over. You win. The end.
That might have been the most profound final parting words of wisdom we've ever had here on a stage at Clever Investor. Give it up for Mr. Preston Ely, ladies and gentlemen.